Damn, I never changed, bitch. I'm still rolling around with the same clip. And I shit, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And they will never skip, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And they will never skip, but I will have to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And fuck your girl, fuck it, I don't want none of it, no. Fuck you, I don't even know, yeah. Damn, I never changed, bitch. I'm still rolling down with the same clip. And I shit, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And they will never skip, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And they will never skip, but I will have to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And fuck your girl, fuck it, I don't want none of it, no. Fuck you, I don't even know, yeah. Damn, I never changed, bitch. I'm so rolling around with the same clip. And I shit, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And they will never skip, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And they will never skip, but I will have to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And fuck your girl, fuck it, I don't want none of it, no. Fuck you, I don't even know. Yeah. Damn, I never changed, bitch. I'm still rolling around with the same clip. And I swear, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And they will never skip, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And they will never skip, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And fuck your girl, fuck it, I don't want none of it, no. Fuck you, I don't want none, yeah. Damn, I never changed, bitch. I'm so rolling around with the same clip.
Yeah, when I got to burn them all, yeah. Shalom, 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 peace and greetings. Good morning. I'm not fully set up here, but I had to just go ahead and get it started. I was in the shower. I woke up and man, you know, most of the time we talk regular, man. I talk to everything, man. And I'm having a super duper good mixed emotions about stuff. You know, after the video I made yesterday, it was a declaration that, you know what, I ain't playing with, I ain't not playing with my emotions with this no more. I'm not playing with my brain with this no more. I'm not playing with me with this. It has nothing to do with nobody else. No religion, it has everything to do with why I exist. Why do I have breath in my life? What is this gift of breath for? Because when the Most High, when I came out of my mom's womb, I had lungs full of water, fluid rather. You know, I wasn't a fish. I wasn't a reptile. I wasn't none of that. I was what they would call, in their science, an embryo. Now, I don't care who came up with the word embryo. Whether it's Kemet or Kermit the Frog, they both get embryos. They both get eggs. And there's a male and female connotation to this thing. But since I'm a man, I don't understand the female-male aspect of this bullshit. And don't want to, I don't care to copy it. Learn it, no problem. But to live it, no. I don't want to live like a frog. I'm not curious why a fly got so many eyes and I don't. I don't want to know that. I want to know why a worm can be cut in 16 pieces and still walk down the street. I'm cool. I don't want my dog to fly. No. I want my dog on the ground. I don't want my hamster talking. I'm cool. I like him on the wheel doing his thing. I don't want hamsters talking to me. That'll freak me the shit out. What brings me to this photo here in the Moors. And Moorish Science Temple of America, or wherever the fuck you at. You on my radar heavy because of your wicked tactics, man. I'm gonna pull up a picture. We're gonna have a discussion about this picture. Oswald Godfrey. Thank you, Father. Oswald Godfrey. Mr. Oswald. Especially when your mama named you Oswald, you know something's fucked up. Alright? Oswald Godfrey and Mimi over in Shadyside with their friend Born Allah. Feds, anybody, spiritual team. Oswald Godfrey, Mimi, Shadyside, Pittsburgh, PA, Mason, Kabbalah, black magic, prostitution, drugs, fraud, all that. That's who got me. The Moorish Science Temple, Oswald Godfrey, Mimi, and everybody else associated with them. Born Allah in Ohio. I will say this. Erica Beverly and the Hayes family. Reason why I say you're involved, because every idea that I've shared, y'all done it. And everything that I've worn, the guys that have never worn that shit, got it. Like Versace glasses like I had, like more, no. The blue Sherlin coat that Merlot got murdered in Homewood, that's y'all fault. That brown coat that I ordered to go to Ruby's house over in Enright Court, that's y'all fault. The 4041 address that I keep seeing for the past 2 years, Miss Ruby down in Enright Court, y'all fucked. Along with my mom, Courtney Weathers, you're fucked too. Which lead to another crib down in Enright Court by D'Angelo Hayes. I don't know if there's a connection. I can't say there is or there isn't. But this Enright Court in 441 and Erica Beverly and the way these people get down, and Ruby and the lady who lost her house and the white boy who was a thief buying pills. I'm surrounded by criminals and drug dealers and credit card frauds. Now, I'm a Ten Commandments guy. And when I came from California, I had just came from sitting with master teachers from all over the fucking planet. It was an interfaith convention where gurus from all over the world came to get together to have a declaration of removing wickedness and then having another 9/11 moment that we can practice our God-given talents on earth in unison. And I agreed, and I took my shahad in front of 400 plus men from all over the world to be a Muslim. To practice mastering myself, as in I self am Lord and Master. Not Islam, the nigger religion. Not Islam, the cracker or the Arab religion, but Islam, the pure. Where you work on yourself, and yourself becomes the religion with Allah. And that way you become one with Allah, and your friends, family, and your group are one in mind with Allah. And if we have a problem with it, we can go to a document where other prophets and seers have done things to get them close to Allah, so we can share the common results today. But no, you motherfuckers want to take this person's experience, these 6 people's experience, compare them, and then say, I'm Sunni, I'm Ansar, I'm this, I'm that. You're an asshole. Period. Leave it at that. So we don't want to leave any Islamics. Not Islam, Islamics. I myself am Lord and Master. What's the IC for? I've said from Lord and Master, Islamic. Well, gotta find something for that. Islamic. Lord and Master. Infused confusion. Islamic. I am ourself, Lord and Master, infused chaos. There we go. Islamic. To be Islamic is chaos. That's why you can go Allah Akbar, and blow up every motherfucker by the planet. Or you can go, oh Allah, and go assassinate and do documents of crime and ID theft. Oswald Godfrey. Where's his ass at? Spirit team. We want his ass. We want Mimi's ass, too. With her witchcraft ass. See, none of this didn't start until Erica Beverly and crew sent this guy to Lincoln Avenue where I'm sitting in the sun. Same thing with Olo De Niro. I'm minding my own business. I sit in the sun all day by myself. I'm always outside sitting in the sun by myself for years. That's what I do. That's my shit. And these people come to me, see that I'm sitting in this is how I know who they are. Can you imagine you sitting in the sun by yourself? You're not thinking about nobody, no thing, nothing. You're talking to the gods, elements, yourself. You got some program, you got some shit you're working on by yourself. And they don't involve, it doesn't involve anybody who is, it doesn't involve anybody but you. But all of a sudden, all these people come around you. All of a sudden, this is why I'm giving names today. Because now I'm giving reason I'm giving names, because now when it comes to my gangster code, my underground codes, and everybody who enjoys evil, not saying it is bad, because I've met a lot of evil ass niggas in groups, but they got good ass hearts. And if you play that wicked card, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Give your heads up. You play that wicked card with the evil ones, don't even worry about it. Good God and man ain't with you. That's where you get that word, good God Almighty. That's where you get that from, good God Almighty. Ain't gonna work with you. So let's talk about these wicked people. That evil wicked. These people, Erica Beverly, I'm going to talk about the main characters. My mom, my dad, my little brother Rashad, he's dead. Kevin Mans. These are the main players who wanted my demise, who's been eating at my energy for a long time. As a child, I've never had no friends. Period. All I had was animals, nature, Metanetta, and God himself. Facts. My mom know it. Everybody in my family know it. And so when my mom take me into society, as I'm getting older, by nature, I'm different. Why? Because I'm not around children. Here it is. I was never raised around children. I was born a man-child. I was already in my manhood as a baby. Why? Because I was always to myself. And as a man, I'm like a baby. Why? Because I'm still to myself. So I've never grown up, and I've never really gotten old. That's why I'm young and old at the same time. I'm here and there at the same time. I'm everywhere but nowhere. I'm all things, but I'm no things at the same time. And I'm okay with that. I'm visible, but I'm invisible. I'm okay with that. That means I don't have to stick around and explain myself for real. That means I can come and go as I please. Somebody say, well, teach me this, teach me that. I can't teach you nothing if certain things are not born in you to be activated. Let me say this again. There's nothing you can be taught. You can only be reactivated. Now, can I reactivate you? Absolutely. Whatever gifts or whoever it is on this planet, yes, I can reactivate your gifts. Yes, I can. If your gifts are fucked off, I can reactivate them. That's what I do. But you're going to pay me for that. See, now you're going to pay me for my gifts. See, what I'm giving for free is my experience with my gifts. And my experience in the research of your gifts and everybody else's gifts on the planet. Called books. Books are gifts of life. That's why people have libraries or a Library of Congress. You know why Congress has a library? You know why Alexander has a library? Why? Because that is the energy of its society. Whether it's interstellar societies, galactic societies, universal societies, any type of societies. The worst ones are secret societies. That's the problem. Oh shit, that was what happened. If anybody know Oracle, what's her name? She's from Jamaica, I believe. One of these islands. And I can't talk to her. If anybody know who she is, you get her name real quick. She says black lazy a lot. Oh man, that shit's hot. I gotta get to Jamaica. I gotta get around my Jamaican brothers and sisters. I love y'all, man. Man, it's something about Cuba, Jamaica, Brazil, Swahili, Australia. I get real. It's like I'm really comfortable. I don't know why. Let's see if I can find her name. Master Key Oracle. That's her name. Master Key Oracle. Obsidian Black.
Hello everyone, it's me, your girl, Obsidian Black, and
Her sounds like her right here.
do a reading to see what is going on in our peripherals that we're unaware of. I'm going to do this by help.
If anybody knew Obsidian Black, Master Key Oracle, please tell her to get in contact with me. I would like to do a song skit with her if it's okay. This right here. This is her right here. Because I took a clip. Burn them all, yeah. I don't wanna now, yeah.
That's why I
Burn
got to
them,
burn
burn
them.
them,
Burn
burn
them,
them,
oh
oh
yeah. And they will never skip. That's why I got to burn them. Burn them, oh yeah. And they will never skip. But I will have to burn them. Burn them, oh yeah.
Master Key Oracle. I need what's up? Can we blend energy? Yo, we need that voice right there. I need that. Got some hot shit coming up. Yo, got some hot shit coming up. Gotta get to that studio, man. It's gonna be hot. We're gonna change the whole frequency of this shit on the planet, y'all. If hip hop can change the world the way it did, wait till they get a load of us. 144 or any pieces of the 144 that get songs. The same click. Because I get them burning, oh yeah. Master Oracle, hit us up, please. Music producers and the other singers, you better get this wave. Somebody knows coming. This is why I call this something Oracle. So, the nutshell is I'm laying in bed. I'm at all. I would have never. This is what me personally can't wrap my head around. That everything that I asked for has come to pass. My life. And I'm seeing the steps being complete one by one. So where I'm at now is when I leave this world. It's weird. It's weird knowing that this right here, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're touching, what you even fucking know, will be no more. And to know that there are more than 3,000 people who will never know. It's like, by nature, if it's in your heart, you want to go tell more people. This is where the natural selection comes in at. Has nothing to do with breeding. Race, class, strength, it had nothing to do with that. Look at the epiphany that was given to me today. There are some people, when the Most High created man, man saw the galaxies, he saw the universe, and he saw himself in a world that had no limits for him. You say, what you mean, bro? Means this. EYE, I The first I was perfect. 9. It's talking about I. Not in alphabet sense. A, B, C. No, it's just I. When you get to the alpha Z, it's because now I'm speaking into existence. And what they call an ampersand, and I'm resting my thoughts. So this is before you manifest. You must be in the everything and the nothing. That's why it says, do not eat from what? Good and evil. Good and evil has nothing to do with everything and nothing. But once you start getting to things that are good and evil, now you've placed yourself in a judgment that is either good or evil. And if you have no respect for justice, then you're wicked. Did somebody hear that? Because I might not be able to repeat it. See, when it comes out my mouth, I've already lived it. And I don't remember shit. I made it that way. So that's why you cannot get into my brain or my mind or my thoughts and live there. You'll just get washed out. I did it that way. Because if you're anything like me, I used to like renting space in other people's head and shit. I would do shit just so you wouldn't think about me. That's how selfish I was. I don't want you thinking about me, so I do shit so you wouldn't think about me. Like get high. Don't nobody want to remember a drug addict. That's the last thing motherfucker want to talk about. Where it backfired at, I didn't know people like stealing from drug addicts. I didn't know that people with money will come down to the hoes, pimps, and the suffering and steal from them. And then get on TV and say, black man needs to do this and the white woman needs to stop doing that. That's some funny shit, niggas. That's what I call you. Like black lazy. And that's, I got that from Master Key's Oracle. I gotta give her props, man. I love giving people their props, and I'm asking for permission in the spirit to let me keep her memory strong in the hearts and the minds of the people for the day and ever by using that black lazy and wanting to use her voice in some songs. So I'm asking for the permission in spirit to the people to relay that message to her. So until I get a response, I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm going to share it because she has a wonderful, the way it sounds, I'm sharing it to promote her. I'm promoting her craft, her energy for her to sup from and nobody else. So you better not use that clip without her permission, first of all, and her God, and her family, and then myself, because I'm putting it out there for you to listen to. Otherwise, you wouldn't even get this shit. At least in this context, rather. Speaking of which,
It will never fit, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And they will never split, but I will have to burn them all, yeah. Fuck you, so fuck it, I don't
Never listen.
Fuck you, I don't
.com.
Damn, I never changed it.
Definition.
I'm rolling around with the same clip.
.com.
That's why I have to burn them.
Delicious.
Burn them all,
.com. Fly Paper Productions. I am Jose Omar Weathers. Good day, y'all. And my brother is his keeper. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you protect us as we go to and from our destination. We thank you for waking us up this day. We ask, how can we serve you? We ask that can we speak. We ask for permission to talk to your children. We ask for permission to roam your creation. We ask to talk to your creation. We ask to be a part of your creation. We ask to help us to be mindful of our custodianship of your creation. Father, we ask that you would protect us from ourselves. We ask you to protect us from our ignorance. We ask you to protect us from what we know and from what we don't know. We ask for more guidance from you. We ask for more guidance from your team. We ask for the spiritual essence in the hearing of your divine word, in the word and the people that you've chosen for us to get together, Father, to build a close net as we sing and praise and dance to you. Father, give us our dance and our warrior drums. Father, melt the wickedness that keeps us apart from each other and from you. That your will be done. By the power of the Holy Spirit I come, and to the power before me and after me. I humbly ask and pray. And all our brothers and sisters say Selah. Selah. Hey Yah. You are our King, Savior, Fortress, my friend and Father. Salute! Good morning, what's up? Yeah. Change, bitch. With the same click. Burn them, oh yeah. Got to burn them, oh yeah. Oh, I love that Indian. Burn them, oh yeah. Oh man, that just gives me the fuzzies to my soul. Woo woo. I don't even know what I'm doing right now, y'all. I'm like this. This is me right now. I ain't lying. This is me right now. I want to shake the shit out of Oswald Godfrey. I want to shake the shit out of Stacey Anderson trying to get me to sign some papers for life insurance. Knowing damn well she's trying to kill me. I want to shake the shit out of Swissville police after not making those reports of her trying to set me up, hurt me, damaging my cars, calling the police for no reason, false reports, and knowing that she was taking my mail after knowing I wasn't living there and using my ID. And I told her that she had to copy all my information, my Social Security information, took my phones and my chips and gave them to Tammy or O'Brien Bryan. And Tammy and Stacey Anderson was making counterfeit money. And Stacey Anderson, Tammy, up in Lincoln Avenue, 1501 Lincoln Avenue, 1502 Lincoln Avenue, the Cave, and all the drug dealers and the dope boys and the PUA started passing out counterfeit money. I seen the printed money. Stacey had it. And she said I gave it to my son. And he was buying weed with that counterfeit money. Stacey's buying drugs with counterfeit money. Tammy was buying drugs with counterfeit money. Antoine Trizzy, may or may not know, was buying some of the drugs with counterfeit money. The Cave, Erica Beverly, D'Angelo Hayes, all of them. Counterfeit, embezzlement, theft. Oswald covered it all up with the insurance money, with the insurance scam through what? More science temples, false documentation on how to what? Be Americanized and make up false lawyers and shit like that. But how does ball get rolling? Because Bill Thompson, Courtney Dewberry, Jeffrey Dewberry, put in their ear with Ruby 5441 and Right Court, all here in Pittsburgh, military service, because The funny part is they're all in the military. They're all in Masons. They're all in the same shit. And I'm out and I'm out here looking at them like I'm looking at the whole box, y'all. I'm looking at the whole thing. And I'm like, you niggas really think you're smarter than me. So what I did is I sat back and I got me a bag of popcorn, got me some wine, and I sat back and watched the whole thing develop. And sure enough, Erica Beverly comes into McDonald's while I'm teaching people about God. We're having fun. In McDonald's. Everybody's in there from all professions. McDonald's is booming now. The Spirit of God is in there, and the devil, Erica Beverly, comes in with the bullshit. That's how the Hayes, Beverly, Detroit got into it. But before that, the Johnson family, the Hines family, Dewberries, in the military, William Thompson, Miss Haley and all them had already had a plan. So you know what they did? Through Kevin Mans, maybe Troy O'Keefe and my sisters, said, hey, I got a plan. We'll call Omar's friends, get one of his friends through Cav, go up Lincoln Avenue, have him move up Lincoln Avenue. We'll move Erica up there, give him some little bit of pussy there. He used to smoke crack. Let him smoke crack. We'll hit him with a car, and we can ride off into the sunset, and everybody get paid. He's dead, and we done. And we don't have to hear the truth of God on the planet. I want you all dead. I want them all dead. Dying, something. All of them. Case closed. That's how Kim Hoots got into it. That's how the governor got into it for the voting booth for my Aunt Corrine and her son, Rainey Hines. That's how the video producers in New York got into it. That's how Maryland got into it. Aunt Stacy Anderson. That's how Stacy Anderson knew that my mom wasn't my real mom. She dropped it. See, Stacy Anderson, when she gets high, the devil tells me the truth. They didn't know that. Me and the devil is cool. Lucifer ain't mad at me. Satan is not mad at me. The angels of death are not mad at me. Nor the angels of light are not mad at me. I don't have a problem with good and evil. You do. Voodoo. Hoodoo, voodoo. Now you got a screw crew. Now you chopped and screwed. And you can't leave America now when it burns up. You better not go across the border. I swear on everything that Most High lives. None of your bloodline should ever leave across the border, or your whole souls and whatever would be melted. You are bound to eternal misery forever. All of you. Children and all. Old, young, seen, unseen, heard, unheard, is forever bound to misery. Never to taste the water of mercy. None. Remember that scripture when he said, let me go back across and tell my family that hell is real. Just get a little bit of tip of water on my tongue. Nope. That is your portion for all eternity. Matter of fact, there is no time limit for that. Time won't even visit you. But give you something to think about right there. All right? So since you said I'm a magician, let me do my first magic trick and see if this comes to pass. See people say, watch this come out my mouth? Okay. To my enemies, kiss my ass. I came to Pittsburgh with nothing but love. I didn't kill your motherfucking children or your mother or your father. I'm not the one why you broke, nigga. I'm not the one why You can't touch God or talk. Your problem is not my motherfucking problem. And then you're done. You got something to think about. I'm gonna leave you in silence. I want y'all to meditate on that. Oswald the magician. Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all some funny shit. I ain't want to tell you what I was doing, but it probably might be obvious. I'm gonna tell you some funny shit. I got up to take a shit. Yes. I got up to take a shit. I got up to take a shit. As I'm taking a shit, I get the picture when I went to XOLID to go grab something. I ain't gonna say what, because somebody might meet me at the place if I happen to ever go back to this place. No, niggas ain't doing no drugs, asshole. So I go into Capri's. I said, you know what, maybe give me a nice little beer. You know, smoke my doobie. Oh, I ain't got no blunt. Oh, hell no. Oh, man, this might be a short video, niggas. Oh, I ain't got no blunt. Hold up. Shit. Oh, hold up. Oh, no. This is some bullshit, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Wow. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Shit, what was that? Okay. Hold on, man. Hold on. Okay, let me speak it to it, because I'm gonna fuck around and forget. So I'm in there taking a shit. So anyway, what came to my face, my mind, as a mean celebrity, right? I go to Capri's, Now, me personally, I'm not. I see this dude, and he's like, ain't you Diesel's cousin? Real quick in my mind was going real quick. Why would he ask me, am I Diesel's cousin? Right? Why is he asking me that? So I told him, no, Diesel ain't my cousin. I ain't got no motherfucking cousins. They said, yeah, but you ain't Diesel's cousin? I said, no, I'm not no motherfucking Diesel's cousin. I don't know no motherfucking Diesel. Who the fuck is that? Now, any other time when I used to see anybody would say, oh, blah, 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 blah. But this time, when he asked, he ain't just Diesel's cousin, and there's some girls in there. He's all blinged out and shit, right? I'm like, and they hear me saying it. No, I don't fuck with that nigga. I don't know that nigga. Oh, yeah, well, I rep the 306 that I rep. And I'm thinking, this grown-ass man telling me about what gang he rep. My mind is on some other shit about nation and global shit. And this nigga is asking me about another insignificant nigga who don't give a fuck about nothing except for hoes, clothes, and jewelry, thinking they're getting money while doing criminal activity at the same time. Psh, man, niggas. What leads me to what I'm saying right now. Why would he say, am I Diesel's cousin? And that's the exact same nigga that my cousin Eddie at Eddie's Auto told me that Diesel's the same one that was fucking Erica Beverly, the same one that somehow that Diesel's grandmother, Marilyn Haley, had a worker named Carlos, or I forgot his name, who got me in an apartment with Erica's friend under top of King's Corner, who so happily over top of that is a gambling joint, so happily knows Eddie's Auto, who knows these people who robbed me and trying to set me up, who got murdered in Philadelphia where Oswald was from. You see the picture? Federal, CIA? You might as well go on up Lincoln Avenue, wrap them all up, check out the oracles, they'll confirm it, then you call other people, they'll confirm it, and then I'm a victim. I could be the, what they would call, you get the birthday cake, you get the candles, all you just need is the fire to light it. They had a party. I'll be that spark in the fire for the party. Yo, check this out. When I come from Cali, let me tell you the whole picture, y'all. I got it written down. I wrote the whole script. I knew they was gonna do this shit. I got proof. That's why I can't wait. That's why it's called A Letter to a Soldier's Death Wish. And I told them, I said, look, you're part of a book called A Letter to a Soldier's Death Wish. The second chapter is going to be A Letter to a Soldier's Broken Heart. Come and find out. And in the third part, you'll never hear the ending of it. We're living the third part now. We're going into the third part of the book. So now, in the beginning of The Letter to a Soldier's Death Wish, I'm sitting here looking at this whole thing. And it starts out with somebody killing my brother. Then it starts out with my other brother being killed. But they don't know I have already done the research that y'all been baby killing for the longest. Erica Beverly's baby got murdered. What's his name? the two guys I lived in the building with on Lincoln Avenue, two of their sons got murdered. They called me. Oh, my son got murdered. Oh, my son got murdered. I said, I told y'all. So everybody thought it was a game. So Eric Beverly kept trying to kill me. DeJuan Hayes and them kept starting fights, wanting to get me to shoot and kill for them because, you know, I'm a loyal nigga. So they tried to get me set up with that. They even drove all the way out to Butler. Y'all, they came out to Butler, PA, stalking me. These people followed me all over the city, man. Because I see them. I watch them. Just when they think I wasn't watching them, just when they think they was watching me, I'm watching them. That's why I wore camouflage. Now, here was the big obvious feds, gangsters, cartel, or these fake niggas. Righteous Masons and man sons, mall sons, but I really talking to the man sons. This is the manhood part. The God body. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at them, right? Now, I've accumulated so many spiritual war tactic trinkets. I just start giving that shit away. And we've got so many results all over this country. I say, you know what? I don't want an ego and vanity to get me confused with righteousness. So I stopped speaking stuff into existence. I stopped manifesting, and so I just became a regular nigga. I get a phone call that my brother's dead. All right. Fuck that nigga for real. I ain't lying. Hey, Yasin from Nigeria. I mean from Algeria. Hey, Imam from Asian Continental Director. Didn't I tell you, fuck that nigga, I'm not going to go support the niggas. They don't love me and I don't love them. Fuck them. And they said, go and support your family. Go. And the Spirit said, listen to the men. I said, okay, I'm going to go do that because that's part of my manhood. If I can take care of my family, be there for my family, then I can take care of the most, I can take care of Allah's house. I said, okay, I'm up for that test. Cool. So this had nothing to do with you niggas here in Pittsburgh. It was everything about me conquering my little boy emotions about what my family is. And fuck you. If I'm a man, I'm the head of the family. I had to prove that to the world, to Allah, and to men, not you bitch ass niggas. So I brought my angry ass here any fucking way. And exactly what I was going to happen. No sooner as I get to Virginia, my mom tried to put me in jail 3 or 4 times. Tried to put me out. Now hear this. I'm in California. Quote unquote, my mother, who y'all say I'm supposed to respect and blah, blah, blah. She calls me while I'm in California doing my own shit. I'm down almost $2 million, y'all. I'm out of all my cars. I got my own fucking problems. I've lost everything, nigga. But my manhood, I'm cool. See, as long as I got my manhood, I can go any fucking where on the planet. In the galaxy, the universe, I can get whatever the fuck I want as long as I keep my manhood on. You know why? Because man is made in the image of what? His creator. So I'm cool. I trust that. Every breath come out my mouth depends on that. I don't know about you. I can't teach you that. You either have that desire or you don't, nigga. End of the story on that part. So I get to Virginia, and I'm living my manhood, and here this black bitch, this is in the spirit, want to control me. No, bitch, I ain't with that. No male or female is going to interject nothing in my manhood. You're not coming between me and my Creator. You're not going to lower me to nothing other than in addressing me as a man. Done. That's it. That's with anything on this planet, forever, forever, for more. That's why I'm going to treat you like a man, I'm going to treat you like a woman. If you act anything different, you're getting the biz. That's it. And do something fly and see what the fuck happened under that universal manhood that all the angels and demons have to submit to. Why? Because the Most High said so. I've given man dominion over all things. And he told Joseph, you can go to the heavens, the earth, and the abyss. Read the book, bitch. Don't get mad because you can't read or comprehend other than wickedness. So, this bitch tried to put me in jail 3 times because she can't control me. Now, let's broaden the picture now. We're just in Virginia. She's not in Pittsburgh. I'm not in Pittsburgh. So I don't have a history of Virginia. She doesn't have a history of Virginia. And we don't have a history of being mother and son or son and mother or a family in Virginia. So there's no roots to even connect a good and bad, right or wrong to. So there has to be a mutual respect there. And I'm in my late 40s. So, you know what? She decides, fuck my manhood, and put her black woman power shit in there. And then call the police. I said, this is what black women do. Black bitches do this. When they can't control a man, not a black man, but a man, singular, or men, plural, who's not a male or this or that, but just man or men, call the police. So now I'm saying, oh shit, here we go again. We get to Pittsburgh. No, we get to D.C. on my Aunt Stacy. Now I got 2 black bitches. Aunt Stacy, well, I thought was my mother, Courtney. Now I got 2 fucking devils. 2 black devils who love control. One who like control. You know, 2 guys like control, but one lets children control them, but want to control the man. So now I really got 2 major demons and a few little minions and shit. Now, I'm like, oh, fuck. Here I go. I just went through this shit in Virginia. I just left California from a major, which I would call, like a better term, stock market crash. Now I'm in Maryland with the shit. This is going to blow your mind. Now I'm in Maryland. This is where Mulatto De Niro comes in that, because I'm in Maryland, and my cousin Sadao and my D, who avoid me as well. This is where Maryland come in at. And my D, Sadao, and Reese. Who else is alive? Johnson. Ty. I mean, I'm not saying he's part of it. I don't know. But but they said their names, and I'm like, oh shit! I do remember these children's names on that side of the family. Abiba 2, Africa, Musa, and you see what I'm saying? My aunt Gladys up in Penn Hills. So Courtney, Africa, Bill Thompson, Christian. Together is a Mason, or together they're secret societies. New York, my cousin Rainey's, Africa, Christian, Baptist Church. If you're a Baptist Christian, you're a part of an Africa, America, what they call that, a Kemet, Egypt, mixed with Jesus, called a Baptist. You've been baptized in Africa, Jesus, fraternity, Eastern Star, Mason. This is where you get the black version, not the man son or the ma son, righteousness, but you get this imitation Mason. You get this imitation man-son. You get this imitation I-son. Like what's in Hollywood. Now, California, Virginia, Maryland, now I get to Pittsburgh. You know the three common denominators in this? That Virginia, Maryland, and Pittsburgh, my mom tried to put me in jail 3 times. And 5 more times after that, up until 3 days ago. That's not my mother. I've been here, that wasn't my mother when I was a kid. I knew Bill Thompson was my dad when he came to my first baseball game. My mom and dad, nobody ever came to none of my baseball games. That's another reason how I knew they were my parents. Because I would watch everybody else, parents and family, come to baseball games, especially if you're a winner and all that. Nobody came with just me, God, and me just wanting to play, had something to do. I wasn't playing sports because I wanted to be the best. I just did it because it's something to do. They never supported me in nothing all my life. I've never had support in anything I've done all my life. They would tinker with it. They like, like a goldfish. Put your goldfish in the bowl. You just throw a few crumbs in there, and just enough when you come in the house, you look at him, and that's it. That's all they did. And I was always pushed on somebody else. So I wouldn't doubt if somebody fondled me. I wouldn't doubt if somebody probably sucked my penis or put me on a pussy. I don't doubt that, because they're all sick to this very day. Every last one's sick. And how I know about them? They all got one thing in common. They got one thing in common, and Musa's spirit pushed it out. Was the bling. Bill Thompson loved the bling bling. Courtney Weathers loved the bling bling. Rainey Hines, bling bling. Pasquale, bling bling. Little Ronald Winfield, called Diesel, bling bling. Fast cars is a bling bling. Having all the best girls is it's like this ideology of bling. That shiny shit. But what this veteran told me wrapped up the whole system. And every time I keep hearing my mom say, my bling box, 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 my bills, bling box, my bills, bling box, my bills, bling box, my bills. See, I turn all that shit into music, and as I'm playing the music, I'm hearing a rhythm here. And then when I put it on the rhythm of the Most High, he said, these are the enemies of your soul. I said, thank you, Father. I knew there was something wrong with this frequency of love. I knew they didn't love me. But since I love the love, their hate can't hurt me. So I'll turn their hate into love, and then I'll share their hate that I turned into love with other people. So that means I don't get drained. So what I do is, I'll take all your fucking hate, pussy, and give back to the world, alchemized to pure love. See, I'm going to take your hate and mold it into pure love like a golem. And then take the spirit of life's genuine love and bring the pure light and the pure love into that golem of my love and give it to the world. So that means I'm 1,000 more times powerful for 1 ounce of hate. Goodbye. You're done. By the time you get done running out of hate, soon as you start to love me, you're dead. Because there's no more of you left. Hater. You're not a hater no more. Ah! You didn't hate. You done ran out of haterade. Ah! Good and evil don't want you no more. We can't trust you. You're not good for evil. You're not good for good. You ain't good for shit. None of you. You're useless on the planet. And that's spiritual court. What gives me the confidence to say this and the power? Because I was in triple darkness. In the nothingness, comfortable, chilling. In the stillness, in the quiet, in the primordial seas of nothingness, and where everything is born. And this bright light came to me like an orb. And it wanted me to follow it. So I followed it. And then it took me into the corner, to this corner. Yes, there's corners in darkness, or creases. So when I went past the crease of time and the white light, I went through the porthole. And there I saw the galaxy. And to my right was the red dragon. To the left was the black dragon. And to the front of me, the north, was the gold dragon you see on my screen. And to the back of me was the green dragon. So I came up in the south from behind them as a green dragon. And as I moved to the right, I moved as a red dragon. It's like this. I came from behind them as a green dragon. I moved to my right in my red form, dragon. And then I moved to my left, to the east, in my black form, black dragon. After all that wisdom I collected, I had to move forward into my gold dragon. So I'm moving forward into the gold. And I'm not looking back. I'm done with you, man. Stop trying to contact me. I don't want to see you ever again. I don't want to hear of you ever again. I didn't have any emotion for you before I came to Pittsburgh, and I don't have one when I leave. I came to fulfill a prophecy. They said no prophet is welcome in his own city and by his own family. Y'all proved that. I didn't have to say I was a prophet. Y'all told the world that I was. I didn't say I was some type of a Messiah. You did that, Mom and Dad, quote unquote. You fulfilled the New Testament in the revival. You did that. I didn't have to do shit but just follow orders. Your hate, your desire to feed me to the Romans, your desire to feed me to hell, your desire to crucify me on the cross of the streets, on the corner of Frankstown and North Braddock, on the corner of Lincoln Avenue and Leamington. See, y'all try to crucify me on Wood Street and what you call it, or you want to kill me on Wood Street Commons and Third Ave. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always a cross and there's wood. And for some reason, you're like, I can't nail this nigga to the cross. Why can't you nail this nigga to the... Y'all been trying to nail us to the cross since you climbed down that stripper pole. Same old tactics, man. So now you're just completely done. Courtney Dewberry and Estelle Hayes, Marilyn Haley, Bill Thompson, Ruby, I don't know your name. Y'all older women. I knew y'all was crazy as fuck. I'm not gonna play it myself and say that and try to sugarcoat this shit. I knew all you bitches was crazy. Cause your children is stupid as fuck. The fruit don't fall too far from the tree. I'm nothing like my so-called mother and father and supposed to be family members. I'm nothing like you. I've never been since a child. I knew this. That's how I knew everything was kind of fishy. That's why I stayed away from y'all and played with dogs, cats, and insects and shit. That's why I always left the house. That's why I always left the hood. That's why I always walked away from you niggas all the time. That's why I always found my own way in life. While y'all were looking at these type of girls, I got this other type of girl. When you niggas was fucking with them hoochie girls, y'all get mad when I ran into a cheerleader. Then when Sean Gilliam started fucking with Kim Dean, yeah, I'ma say it, because Kim Dean supposedly had my baby, and her officer mom said, made her get rid of it, come to find out Brandon Dean might be my son. And because he don't know shit, and he talking shit, spitting venom on me through his friends want to set me up, probably, saying to my daughter a Mexis. It ain't my fault you gay, bitch. It ain't my fault that your mom and them and whatever was part of this shit long time ago. In fact, talking to my so-called children, Brandon Dean, Sean Weathers, Worthy, and the Mexis Weathers. You better ask your fucking aunts and uncles and your other parents. Pussy ass niggas. You know what I like about Roman history? It's called manticide. Matter of fact, let's ask Google what does it mean when a person kills his parents? What is it called when somebody kills their parents? Parricide. It's called parricide. It's like a parasite. When a child want to kill their parents, that means you should die. Goodbye, you pieces of shit. I want for you what you want for me. Even if you is my own fucking children. Bye, bitch. You pussy ass nigga. Fuck you. You ain't my children. You demon. Who else is next? Supposed to be mom and dad? Fuck you too. Who else lied and wanted my demise since I was a child? Fuck that. Fuck all you. Ain't no mercy. And I still love you as I watch you die. Yeah, it's possible. You can love your enemies as you watch them die. You know how? Because you say, you know what? I really cared about you, but you chose war. I really loved you. I really wanted the best for you, but you chose deceit. We really could have been an awesome force in God's plan to change the world. But you chose to destroy the world by destroying me. I'm part of God's plan of healing the world, not destroying the world. And you want to destroy God's plans by destroying me? You're stupid. Die. That's all they was waiting for me to do, is let you go. The only reason why you're alive because I didn't say anything. That's how powerful I am. So, I'm going to do what you done to me and let you go. I have no spiritual, I have no emotional, mental, or any ties to you anymore. I no longer have a desire for you anymore. I will not speak on your behalf. I will not think, pray, or console on your behalf. And if anybody, anywhere, at any time asks me if you've done anything and it's the truth, I will tell it. Since you're so quick to tell a lie, I'm quicker to tell the truth. I'm going to run 1,000 times faster to tell the truth than you were to tell a lie. Okay? And that will be your dharmatic judgment, while the spirit team deal with your karmic energy. So you got dharma, karmic, and then this life's energy. So that's 3. You'll be pretty busy, nigga. Sucks to be you, all of you. So, fuck your apologies. Do the right thing and keep it moving. And no, don't kick rocks, because I might need them. We might need them rocks to create new people with, since rocks are smarter than you. So don't be going around kicking rocks, nigga. Don't go around talking bad to the dope fiends and the crackheads, because they won't be dope fiends and crackheads too long. We're coming to get them because they want to change. Because when we get you out the fucking way, Homewood can heal. When we get you the fuck out the way, Lincoln Avenue and Leamington can heal. When we get you the fuck out the way, East Hills can heal. When we get you the fuck out the way, the Hill District can heal. And Bell Silver and other starving, quote-unquote, black communities here in Pittsburgh can begin to heal. And God can begin to work with those who were chosen to be the beacons in those communities. I'm just the spark for the candles that need to be lit. So candles, get ready to be sparked. Get ready to light the world and be the light of life again. All of your prayers is coming. But y'all, I need y'all help to remove these wicked motherfuckers here in Pittsburgh who's influenced the laws here in America. Because Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is the state that links this country to England to fix these laws that decides who's the president of the United States or corporate America. Because some of you niggas are still corporatized. So to keep the machine oiled without too much friction, because the goal is not to spill not even a pinhead worth of blood. We don't want not one pinhead drop of blood spilled in this transition. That's the goal. That is my personal goal. That not 1 ounce of blood, not one drip, not one pin drop be spilled. It shouldn't have to be. If every living, breathing, so-called man or woman is go inside themselves and say, you know what? Today, I'm going to do the 10 Commandments. Fuck it. And each individual gift will be enhanced and the system that's already in place will be enhanced. And you'll find out that the system is really beautiful. It's lacking the original man and woman. It's lacking the seed of all things that is good on earth and in heaven, and things manifested, not manifested, and things yet to be manifested and recreated. Am I hurt? Nope. Am I sad? Nope. Am I happy? Nope. I'm preparing for the next step, for my gold dragon age. What we've done is we've gained the knowledge from behind, which is the past. We went to the western parts of the world, which is the red dragon, and we passed. And we went to the eastern parts of the world, called black people, right? Black Kemet, whatever. Egypt, whatever that is. And we obtained that and we passed that. So that's 3 initiations. I got 3 dragon crowns. So what? Should it be back there? I'm busy. Now my goal, I'm stepping into my gold dragon knowledge. I'm in there. Now here's my initiation. So I'm going to another initiation because now, with money and wealth and notoriety comes a major responsibility where now you don't have no complaints. Now, in other words, every master knows that a man's drive is his suffering. That's just common knowledge. Every real man and woman is only successful because they're in pain. One of my poems I wrote was called Perfect in Pain. Somebody got that. And I know Deshaun Worthy, you got them poems, some motherfucker weird nigga. I know you do. Because when you read them, somebody read them, it was too special. And you sold my poems to somebody and I want my fucking money. Perfect in Pain. Somebody wrote movies about my shit. Somebody wrote a book. Somebody's selling my shit on the internet somewhere. My poem, Perfect in Pain, a letter to Adam and Eve. My tears is the bullets. And you got my book. And you're going to die if you don't get my money. I want my royalties, motherfucker. My tears is crying for me. They want me back. My pain wants me back. And I want it back. Run it in. Where was around Deshaun Worthy in 2001. When y'all was bouncing me all over the place and I couldn't put my stuff together, and I gave that book to Deshaun Worthy, and when he took it back to the Worthy family and whoever his girlfriend was or the white people was around them, and they stole that book from them. And I don't know if he got a chance to read it or if he did read it, but I believe if my son read that book, it'd be different. But he is a different person. So maybe he did read that book. I don't know. But Mr. Worthy, Deshaun, I pray that you're not the child that helps support my demise. I pray. Because I've been seeing you pop up to see if I'm sick or dead. And for some reason, 2 of you only call me or come around when something happens and I roll me up a crush. Because here's what y'all don't understand this. Y'all better thank God that when I go to Homewood and I spend a little $10 or $20 buying a crush, and I sit there and I yell and talk it out and not do it. Because in everything y'all heard me yell in Homewood, I've already done it a week before. And I'm yelling to the gods and angels and demons that I'm upset. But yet I'm happy because I know if I'd have wiped all you motherfuckers out, I'll spend the rest of my life in prison. For what? Here's where I'm so happy with who I am. By learning me and learning about this world. In this world, these people are taught nothing but pain and misery. Now, I had to ask myself, there's 1,000 people in front of you. And to the left, to the right, and back of you. That's 4,000 people. You're boxed in. These 4,000 people outside of your box or circle all live and think as one demon. And you can't beat it without God. And if you don't stick to God, the 4 walls are going to collapse on you and you're going to be crushed. And you'll be covered by 4,000 demons and your light and your voice will be silenced, called a death. But you'll be alive and you'll be walking on this planet with no voice. So what I did was, before the walls collapsed in on me, I began to cry about why I desire the things that I desire and that I don't want them. Because they're attached to us outside those 4 walls. Those 4 walls can only get in because it's in my heart. And the reason why they're banging on my walls or my circle is because they want what's in my heart. And as long as I keep what's in my heart, what belongs to them, they'll keep on banging at my walls. So instead of fucking my own heart up, because I was born with what was in my heart, and it's not my fault that they want what's in my heart, I decided to change my heart into what is all good to serve the creator of all creation. And so I solidified my walls and my circle with the creator of all things seen and unseen. Because I knew those 4,000 didn't know everything. So as long as I wasn't connected with the one who knew everything, the 4 walls could never touch me. As long as I trusted that, I'll be forever protected. And as long as I stayed in that, I'll forever live and never die. So there's that. So now that I know when I come to Pittsburgh, these 4,000 demons are coming, I hunkered down like a vet, like a war general, like a colonel, like a guy who has 1,000,000 armies to protect and a country to protect. I came up with a master alchemy plan. I said I'm going to absorb all their desires. I'm going to absorb all their heart's desires. Whatever they desire, I'm going to absorb it. And watch them deplete their energy. It's like a battery. They'll turn on or turn up. Yeah, we're going to kill this nigga. Yeah, we're going to do this. They partying and drinking, getting weak, and boom, all that. Yes, this is going to work. That's a lot of energy. Confidence is the full power pack saying, yes, this is the complete serum that's going to heal this or do this job. Once the confidence is filled up, now they're empty. So now they throw their fireball of confidence in. Boom! when the confidence come back, the exact same way they sent it out. But it comes back with something different they don't know. It's the opposite of who they are, which is love. Now they like me now. So now the spirit of karma becomes my weapon without me even having to say anything. So I use their own words against them. So every time you open up your fucking mouth, you stupid, you spit curses on your own soul. So goodbye. That's not mirror magic. It's not shadow magic. In fact, it's not magic at all. It's not even a science. It's something a child does when it first comes out the womb. Yeah. And that I ain't gonna tell you. There's 2 or 3 people I may tell. That's about it. But I'm not gonna get on here and tell you the whole thing. So this was happening. Same thing with the police, these judges. I went to court yesterday. I let them know I'm a man. So I'm in the image of God. I told them I'm a 10 Commandments man. So I let them know I don't deal with your laws. I let them know that I am the original man of this continent. So I live by a law of tribe and culture. Ooh, and body. Excuse me. So now, damn, that's not coffee. Sorry, y'all. So now, there shouldn't be no issues. So they asked me, do you need a lawyer? Da, 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 da. I said, no, I don't need a lawyer. But what I am going to do is put on record in front of the rest of these officers and stuff like that, is that I didn't know it was illegal to stand and wait for the bus while drinking coffee in a bag. And 2, that Port Authority Regional Transit, I'm suing them for American Disabilities for violating my rights, for racism, stalking, false arrest, false report, lost wages, pain and suffering, in the attack by the police officers. Because the police officer on video showed that he walked past all the dope fiends and all the people right there at the red door, knowingly they know they shoot dope, got crack, all that, walk past me because I got a bag in my hand and arrest me. I got no drugs, minding my own business, waiting for the bus, and tell me I'm on Port Authority property, waiting for the bus. And he has the right to do that. But knowing that it was driven because they want me with my scooter on the bus. And because it's not in their laws, who am I, this black man, racism, see, can come up here and change our laws and tell me what to do. That's what this is about. Because I'm allowed to get on the bus with my electric scooter to go to my doctor's appointments. Because now they deny me going to my doctor's appointments. They deny me to travel to get my body and my health together. So now they're using the police to put me in jail. Which goes along with the plans of my so-called mom and dad killing me because they killed my other parents and my grandmoms and them for inheritance money. And it makes sense in this trail of death that this is about inheritance money. Because they killed all the children and all the elders. Who's in between? Who's in between the children and the elders but those who's between 60 and 70 years old? No, between 50 and 70 would be the murderers. Because this is why I say this. If you look at it like this. In the 70s, the parents of the 70s babies, when crack came, they got into the crack game. And they seen so much money and so much glory and glamour that they got bling sick. See, because their parents of the 60s and 50s had them thinking so much shit that now they became rebellious monetary wise. And because they seen Jesus with their parents fail them, they mixed Jesus, money, woman independence in the church. And then Kirk Franklin comes. Now the Illuminati, when I say Illuminati, we're talking about this devil diseased Illuminati, this illumination thing. So, because Illuminati can be, Illuminati or Illuminist can mean a bunch of shit. That's ambiguous, to be honest with you. So, if you ever hear the word Illuminati, don't take it down to one society. Just say, you know what? It's to know some shit. But this particular group, this Illuminati group, this Illuminist group here, group XP2-47-16 zone. All right, we'll try that. Star Wars. This group is a virus. So through Kirk Franklin, crack, the bling, our children are gay. Now we're into transsexuals, and the children of the 60s and the children of the 50s and 60s have become wicked because they're killing their grandmothers and grandfathers. And I told her, I said, I'm noticing that nobody takes care of their grandma and granddad except for Omar. This would make them scared. See, what you mean, bro? Well, Omar is a likable dude. Omar is a trustworthy dude. Omar minds his business. You can tell Omar any fucking thing and you'll never hear it repeated. I don't give a fuck what you put pressure into him. He won't say shit. And it's been tested. Police, everybody now, I ain't saying shit because it's none of my business. I'm just passing by. I just so happen to be at the right time, at the wrong time, on the wrong time, at the right, whatever it is, I'm just passing through at that time. I see some shit, I hear it, and I leave it right there, and I don't take it with me. I'm making my business not to remember shit. I don't. That's how I made it through life. I don't remember a goddamn thing that don't have nothing to do with me and my Creator. If it's not going to better my relationship between me and my Creator, I don't remember. You don't remember my name? Nope. You're not part of my relationship with my God. There be a lot of females. Remember me? But I gave you I don't give a fuck. I don't remember, nigga. You're not going to make me remember. People will literally get mad at you because they can't make you remember some fuck shit that y'all used to do. No, remember when we used to go and rob and steal? No. No, I don't. You know why? Because I don't like that shit no more. If I don't like it, I'm not remembering it. If I remember it, it's because I'm into it. If I don't remember it, it's because I don't fuck with it. So if you ever come up to me and I remember you, that means I don't fuck with you. It ain't that I don't like you. It ain't that I do like you. It ain't that you're ugly or you're cute. It ain't that you're rich or you're poor. It ain't that you're holy or you're unholy. It ain't that you're black or white. It ain't whether you male or female, gay or not. I don't know you. You're not part of my relationship with my Creator. We ain't cool. It ain't personal. And it surely ain't my business. But without your business, I have no business. So let my business be your business. That's my slogan. I have no business without your business. So let my business be your business. Doublelicious.com. That's my slogan. That's how we live. When it comes to getting that money, creating money. I don't chase money, I create money. I just want to share that with you. If you got money already, cool. I don't need money. I create stuff that brings money to me. Let me say this again. I don't need money. I need stuff to create that'll bring money to me. Like wisdom. Wisdom will bring money to me. Wisdom will bring kings, queens, whoever to me. Why? Because I know what they don't. And since they got enough to pay me, or they got enough to trade with me, or they might got something that I might want to entertain myself with, I have something to exchange. That's far more greater than money. In fact, I got things to say that'll make more money than what you already got, nigga. So I don't have to listen to you. But wisdom says it's healthy to take suggestions. And so I like to live a good, healthy life. So I live a life of taking suggestions. So I learn from everybody. I don't know. I don't give a fuck what it is. I learn. But to those who's listening, be careful what you're learning. Because if you're not spiritually in tune with your Creator, that shit will overwhelm you in your brain. That shit will overtake you. You'd be upset. You're right, Jose. You ain't tell me if I do this. That should leave my chakras open for attacks. Yeah. Well, you should have waited for you should have watched the end of the video. You know what I mean? You should have watched the end of the thing, man. You should have cut it off at hour 2 when there was 6 more hours left. You should have cut it off at 30 minutes when there was 2 more hours left. You got to watch the whole thing. Because you're getting it how I get it. In fragments. And you got to put it together. Good morning, y'all. DrBallistics.com. Flower Paper Productions. Jose Omar Weathers. And good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, so it makes sense, man. Nobody, only person that really fucked with me for real, who I can really say really loved me for real, was my grandfather. If that's my grandfather, James Weathers, man. Rest in peace, granddad. And my grandma, Bessie Weathers. There you, grandma. And my grandma, Jane Weathers. There you, Jane. Lucille Stokely, the Eastern Star, Grand Dragon, Nazareth Sister of the Nazarenes. I know you're my grandmother. Daughter Frazier, I'm sure that you're my grandmother because I look like y'all. Matter of fact, every time I look in the mirror, I see Lucille Stokely's eyes and Daughter Frazier's eyes. I don't see Bill Thompson. Oh, this is what I want to tell y'all. This is what happened, y'all. Let me tell you the story. Oh yeah. Station break. No, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Yeah, I'm getting chilly. I'm gonna put my pants on real quick. Yo. This is how the story begins. Listen to this. Check this out. This is how the story begins. This morning, it came together for me. The Spirit brought all of it together for me. Thank you, tarot card readers. Thank you for preparing me for this. Yeah, thank you, Father, for allowing me to talk to the people, man, and going, easing my curiosity. So now I got the pieces. What happened was this. Before Bill and Courtney was born, these two families somehow in the steel mills, Judge Little Judge Mariani, some other judges, and how Ed Gainey is mayor. Some political Mason shit here in Pittsburgh. And I remember talking to my Aunt Marlon one day, and she was telling me how she was a prostitute in the steel mills and how she was angry at her sisters. I remember my mom telling me some shit about some experiences about her brother's dad, how he would rape her sister. So I'm thinking maybe my uncle's dad might have raped me or touched me too, because he raped my aunt. Thurman Brown raped my aunt. So rape, incest, molestation is in my family heavy. Drugs, prostitution, wickedness. That's on my dad's side of the family though. When my mom met my dad, when my mom's sister, it's like this. When the Weathers and the Thompsons met, Herman Drawn, Bill Thompson, Thurman Brown, these through the steel mills, whatever power came from steel mills and the pensions and the vets and all that, they came back as Masons in Egypt, and they came back fucked up for real. They came back with a distorted mind of religion, pimp hustling, and it became a church somehow. And the common denominator was Jesus heals all wounds. And we can do whatever the fuck we want. Why? Because in the Bible, it says, as long as you call on Jesus and confess your sins, we'll be forgiven. I said, okay, cool, no problem. So they figured, somebody came up with this idea, you niggas live too long, and I need some money right now. So they got away with somebody got away with 2 murders. Got the insurance money. And they start buying horses and shit. They start buying drugs. They're in Shunley High School. Brashear maybe. I don't know what high school. Peabody. And they're flossing because their uncles or whatever that killed their parents is a big secret. So they say, well, you know what? Let me kill my brother and my sister. They say, well, what about this baby? I'll take care of him. Fuck it. Because we do that now. If I'm in a gang and me and my mans go out and ride, if my mans get murdered, I'm going to claim his son as mine. He'll never know that I killed his son. I killed his dad. It's on TV all the time. If you watch black movies, you'll see that's what's happening in your neighborhood. So let me share this with you guys. When you watch cartoons, when you watch white man's TV, that's about all black people and what they're doing to us. In other words, when you watch regular TV with white people on it and everybody on the globe on it, that's what the world is doing to the black people on the planet. That's one, done. Now, when you watch black TV, black video, black music, that's what the house nigga is doing to the families of the field niggas who don't want to be controlled. And so they sacrifice the field niggas' blood like Cain did in the field for the devil. Who's that? The ones that rule the world. You see the picture? Now you go to Tubi. Let me put my TV on. I'm going to talk y'all through it. This is how I found out when Stacey Anderson and Erica, Courtney, all of them and everybody that got something to do with it, they all watch programs on how to get away with murdering people. Yeah. That was the common denominator. All these women, all they did was watch all day, every day. In the males, all they did was listen to music on how to set somebody up and kill somebody. When I pulled that out and looked at the common denominator, because I do a lot of mathematics. I do a lot of comparison on everything. There's not a moment that goes past on the time of clock, in the clock of time and destiny, that I don't compare stuff to my past experiences, so I can always grow and elevate from my past mistakes, no matter what it is. When I seen that, I said, "Oh shit!" I had to go into my inner powers to protect myself from these demons. All day they go to sleep with that channel on Court TV, and that one where they show you the on how people was killing people and different ways to put people in acid. How people they thought they was gonna get away with you know what I mean? And then they would take notes on people that did get away. And so what they thought was, if you watch the shit about the people that if you take notes on the people on people that got caught, if you do the shit that didn't get, in other words, like this was going through their minds. Seriously, this was going through their minds. I'm gonna watch this program. I'm watching the mistakes of the people that got caught. All I gotta do is write notes on the people on what to do and on how not to get caught. The Bible tells you do not lean on your own understanding. Oh my gosh. So what they did was they leaned on their own understanding by taking notes on how to not get caught like everybody else. Here's the confirmation on how a person told on himself. Dwan Hayes, when I seen him when he just got out of jail, he says, "Bro, how do a person go to jail and listen to people who's in jail trying to think on how to commit more crimes around people who thought the same who are in jail?" You see that? The people who are in jail, they already thought themselves in jail. So when they're thinking about committing more crimes in jail, they say, "Okay, I thought about this, it got me in jail. So I'm going to do this crime, knowing that crime will get them in jail." So they'll keep committing new crimes and keep getting the same result, jail. So on the other hand, these people did the same thing. They watch people who keep going to jail, keep doing this shit. They lean on their understanding on looking at people who keep going through that circle, thinking that them two circles are not connected. See that? Right? That's heavy, ain't it? Commercial break. Commercial break. Commercial break.
I'm still rolling around with the same freak. And oh shit, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And they will never care. That's why I got to burn them. Burn them all, yeah. And they will never switch, but I will have to burn them.
I feel so fucking, I don't want none of it, Fuck you, fuck you, I don't even know about, yeah. Damn, I never changed, bitch. I'm still rolling around with the same clip. And I shit, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And they will never fit, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And they will never split, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And fuck your trust, fuck it, I don't want none of it, no. Fuck you, I don't even know about, yeah. Damn, I never changed, bitch. I'm still rolling around with the same clip. And I shit, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And they will never fit, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And they will never split, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And fuck your trust, fuck it, I don't want none of it, no. Fuck you, I don't even know about, yeah. Damn, I never changed, bitch. I'm still rolling around with the same clip. And I shit, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And they will never fit, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And they will never split, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And fuck your trust, fuck it, I don't want none of it, no. Fuck you, I don't even know about, yeah. Damn, I never changed, bitch. I'm still rolling around with the same clip. And I shit, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And they will never fit, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And they will never split, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah. And fuck your trust, fuck it, I don't want none of it, no. Fuck you, I don't even know about, yeah. Damn, I never changed, bitch. I'm still rolling around with the same clip. And I shit, that's why I got to burn them all, yeah.
And, hey, Bill Thompson, now I know you're not my dad. I remember you had that blue Oldsmobile with the blue tinted windows when you was selling drugs and pimping hoes and shit. And I remember you got pissed off when you called yourself coming to see me play baseball, and you parked when you had no fucking business parking. And I think you came to do something other than see me play baseball. And God sent a fast-moving car, and they hit your shit. You got it fixed. I said, Dad, can I have that car? And you gave it to Eddie. Bill Thompson, every time I ask you for something, you always give it to somebody else. Kevin, Ed, Dawn, Kayla, Little Bill, Mary. Every fucking buddy else, man. Same thing with you, Courtney. All my life, every time I ask you for something, I don't never get shit. You give it to Rashad, Kevin, Stacy, your sister, Pam, Ruby, everybody else. Y'all too would support everybody else, but for some reason, not me. That's how I knew y'all wasn't my parents for real. I knew something was funny about that. Because when I would go to other people's parents and see them, they all loving and up under each other and supportive. And then I would go back to my mom and dad, and I'd be like, these motherfuckers is cold in the bitch. So, I don't know who you are. And so I'm going to say to myself and to the world that, one, I am a man. One. Two, I don't know when I was born. So don't ask me no fucking more. I just want these fuckers out my way. I don't want to hear from them no more. I don't want them uttering my fucking name or my existence no more. I don't owe them shit. They hate me before I was born, man. So, if y'all want to call me broke, poor, or out my name, that's cause these people did that. So, you might want to ask them, why am I poor? Why are my teeth fucked up? Why am I so thin? Why am I deprived of life? Why I can't? You gotta ask those people, man. How come the truth is not out there more? You gotta ask those people. So, I'm gonna bounce that back onto them. And you guys' energy back out to the planet, into the globe. And you ask them why this moment, why the word of the Most High is not able to get out into the world. So you gotta ask yourself and them and those with or without money, fame, fortune, why the truth cannot be seated in the hearts of humanity. You ask that. Because I don't owe you nothing. I'm in tears because I want that shit to happen like 10 minutes ago. I need it to happen swiftly because I don't feel comfortable with them alive. I feel irritated because they breathe. What is they good for? They're not even good in evil, man. Thus, I pray that I'm not guilty. There's even no fucking good in them. Thus, that I pray that I'm not guilty. So when two or more are gathered, Abba, please be in the midst. And let heaven and earth bear witness. Is this not the truth? That what they said, that you love the truth? Is not the seen and unseen equal in justice? Once manifested in the actions of who woke up and said, yes, I'm going to get up and destroy your will. There is a punishment for that, right? I know if I do it, what would happen to me, Abba? Let me, right now, create any iota of a dishonor of your glory. What will you do to me? Matter of fact, Abba, I won't even ask you. Life and death. Let's ask the Father, may we digress and talk amongst ourselves, though he listens and sees all. What would happen? Those who come before the throne guilty I like to be judged first before they're judged. But if they're guilty, let this play in their souls. Let this go into the ethers.
It will never fit, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all again. And they will never switch, cause I will have to burn them. Burn them all again. And fuck your trust, fuck it, I don't want none of it now. Fuck you, I don't even know. Yeah. Damn, I never changed, bitch. I'm still rolling around with the same clique. About shit, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all again. And they will never skip, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all again. And they will never switch, cause I will have to burn them. Burn them all again. And fuck your trust, fuck it, I don't want none of it now. Fuck you, I don't even know. Yeah. Damn, I never changed, bitch. I'm still rolling around with the same clique. About shit, that's why I got to burn them. Burn them all again.
Life of the Orientals. You know why the Chinese, the Mongols don't like being called Orientals? Because they're not Asians. There's something else. I'm not saying anything bad or good about those humanoids. That's why they eat everything that's at the bottom of the ocean and in the seas and the rivers. And you was taught to eat crayfish, crawfish, sheep shells, and all that shit. Louisiana, you was taught that. We've never ate crawfish and stuff like that. But because we mix with them, some of that's in your DNA. If you crave shellfish, that's because you have a genetic defect. I just want to let some of y'all black people know, or you claiming black supremacy and you pure your melanin. No, you're not. The color of your skin does not determine how close you are to God. Just FYI. An Israelite is not a color of skin. A Hebrew is not a color of skin. Islam is not a color of skin. I just want to give y'all a taste of what is an Oriental. So the Oriental root word is to be oriented. To be oriented is to be aware. To be aware is to be what? I, self, Lord, and Master. In order for you to master yourself, you must what? Brew yourself. What? As what? He. What is that? What is a he? A man. What is a man? In the image of God. In order for you to be the man of God, you must what? Cross over from what is good and evil. See the Hebrew? Now, once you've crossed over from what is, once you become a Hebrew Muslim, a Hebrew, now you're ready to submit to what? 10 Commandments. You're ready to submit to the fact that this world has nothing to do with the self, but is a reflection of many selves that many eyes can see as one picture. That's why you can see a million. Just why a million people look at one TV screen. So now that you cross over from the many people looking at one direction, now you submit to the direction of what? The straight path, the straight narrow path, which is what? The eyes on the sparrow, the Most High. So now, how do you submit to commandments, 42 laws of Ma'at? But the first submittance or the first action of Muslim is one knowing that none of this is personal. Once you can submit to that, now you can stand up on your own square, on your own time. Now you can take your circle or your square, and you can roll with the punches, or you can square up with the punches in life. See that? Sometimes I roll with the punches. I go here, go there. Well, I roll with you, fuck it. But if you start doing some other shit, I'm ready to square up. So now the circle 360 in the square that's equal to the circle that's 360, you're still what? 36, 36, 9, perfect. Now, when you square the circle, when you understand the self is in the middle of the square in the circle, now you compartmentalize or dimensionalize, and now you say, okay, now, let me get on my sonship. This is where you become what? A middle. The self is the middle. Now you can use knowledge or illumination called the fire or pyramid. Pyramid, fire. Now, once you've got your mind right, now you connect the rest of the belts, as in Orion's belt. Now your phallus, your pineal, your other glands, now your chakra. This is where your sphinx come in at. See what I'm talking about? I see this all the time. Somebody said, you can't talk to Matt Netter. Yes, you can. You're not responsible for it. You're too wicked. But I'm going to stop right there. The Spirit told me to stop right there. So that's why we say Hebrew Muslim and Afro-Asiatics. Afro meaning natural. Asiatic meaning the land of the rising sun. What is that? The men from where? The land of the rising sun. What's that? From the east. Why do we go from the east? Because when the east sets to the noon, right? That's why you get noon, none. Then it goes down to another horizon. That's why you get horse. And at the hour of the Ra, or sun, or righteousness, you're lined up with your chakra. So now you get the information at the noon to what is what? Bringing heaven to earth at what? Noon. So now at the noon, now you know some shit. Because now you become part of what? The L-Y-G-H-T. Not the L-I-G-H-T. But this is how, we're going to end after this. This is how Musa, the Spirit, closed the case on this whole thing. Like I said, my dad loved to bling. See my tongue, Father. Bill Thompson likes to bling. Everybody in his family likes to bling. Crab Fest, all that shit. Horses, goddamn. Fancy cars, the whole nine, man. These niggas were so white. They was more British than the British, man. You know, the other side of the family, these niggas was more, there was more Africans than the Africans and shit, man. There was more Kemet than Kemet. Goddamn, they went overboard. And so when you mix these two breeds, you get this thing called Bling Nation, where I gotta get everything studded, diamond studded watches like Diesel. Now I'm an entrepreneur now. I got clubs and I got clothing line and I got the hoes, and now it's like, look what I got. Look at me. See, I'm just like people on TV. See? I'm just like them. I'm not me. See, when you listen, they'll tell you, I'm not myself. I don't wake up to do things that is of myself. I'm letting you know, look at me. I'm doing stuff that I see on TV. Look at me. I'm just like you guys. Look. So look at us. We're living our best life copying off of TV. I said, okay. Bling. So the point is, when this guy Musa, when I used to live on in Homewood off the street by McNary, no, not McNary, shit. The fuck is that street? Hermitage. Now, I rented this house. I'm on the line, right? Because I've been talking for years. Here's the setup for the military. This lady calls me and tells me, hey, I got a house I want you to fix up. I get the house. They don't get the water on. I start working on it. I'm like, yo, but I'm not paying my money. So I sort of kind of got burnt. People was fucking with my dogs. They stole shit out my truck. Called the police. I'm hustling. So they sent this little prostitute girl. I ended up putting her in school. She turned out to being a prostitute back all over again. So, all right, so what? So they stole my dog, went inside the house. They took my mail. And this guy, I called a lady. I said, miss, there's this military stuff behind the thing where I put my dogs at. Because I asked her, I called her. I think I got the phone records. I can call T-Mobile and get the phone records and have them get those phone records. And if it's recorded, it should be recorded. I said, ma'am, when I asked you if I could, put my dogs here, I found some stuff that doesn't belong to me. I know who it belonged to. What you want me to do with it? It has some military stuff in there. And she said, fuck, I don't want that shit. I don't know where he's at. I don't fuck with him. Boom, boom, boom. So, and she said, throw it away. I don't know this guy. I don't know nothing about nothing. So I threw it away, but I kept the body, I kept the helmet and the vest. Hoping if he's seen it, I can give it to him. Because he's a sergeant or lieutenant or something. Can't remember his name. But I could never find him. I'm asking people about him. I'm going around other vets. Because I fucks with the vets. Nobody said nothing. So that's why I knew that something was up. And the lady would never help me get the stuff for her property. She had sons in school. They never helped me get their property together. But then I started buying stuff, like a refrigerator and stuff to get this property together. Never got the water. I had no support, but people kept stealing my shit. The girl kept leaving at night. Somebody stole my hunter coat, my new boots, stole my mail. So I already knew that this girl named Aquarius Queenie, who was there on Hermitage, who came with a Musa named Brown. Y'all probably knew Musa down in Homewood, older guy. So I meet him, and he sees me with her, and he gives her a ring, and I'm like, okay. That already let me know he's involved in something with this shit. Then I don't get no water turned on. Tell that lady, can you get the water turned on so I can fix the house? Boom, and I'll pay the rent. She would never do that. So what was supposed to be fucked up, I'm about to beautify this shit, and everybody's making sure that what needs to be done don't get done. See, I knew that was going on there, right? So when Musa gives Queenie, aka Aquarius, this ring, I said, okay, this is a setup. I got that. So after Queenie goes off with her little crackhead boyfriend and her girlfriend and stuff, because she's bisexual, whatever. That's what they do in Homewood. Nothing new. Like I said, I already know this shit before getting into this scene. I said, all right, what's next? Because I'm watching this shit develop. I'm already watching. I'm watching them on the TV. I got my hands in this movie. That's the only difference. I get to orchestrate the shit. So I said, okay, I'm going to do this piece, move that piece. I'm playing chess and checkers. I'm playing so many games within games. I'm really having fun. And I'm making videos of this shit. I got games and videos of it. Matter of fact, I might shoot some later on of some of the experiences. Matter of fact, I will. Yes, it's going to crack y'all up, y'all. I got them all. I'm going to tell y'all the story. So now, she dips off for about a week. I don't see her. I asked Musha, let me get some water, can I take a shower? And then after the lady did some fandango shit, now I'm homeless. And then my mom tried to play like it's my fault that this house that has nothing to do with me is why she spent her money. Like it's my fault. So I knew that was a setup. And it makes sense that I'm telling you how my quote-unquote Abibitu family, my Aunt Stacy, who's into Kemet, Africa, science, and all that shit, how I'm talking about the lies of Kemet that's going to destroy their power and their educational fame is crumbling. They don't like that. So what? You should have treated me better. So now I'm just going to tear all y'all houses out in the dust. So now that I come to find out that y'all was living right around the corner from, all y'all live up in hills. That's the funny part. You all live in the exact same 10-mile radius. So you meet each other at the stores and in the phone, and you're talking little adverse places and stuff like that on why I'm not dead and how I keep getting hit by cars and shit all my life. And not one of you was at the hospital. You hear that, federal feds? They're all guilty of attempted homicide since I was born, even to this very day. They're the ones where I got 400 without a driver's license. They're the ones that set up to kill me to bring me back from California to here. They're greedy for inheritance money, I guess. In order to get me back to Pittsburgh to kill me to get the inheritance money to make sure that I'm dead with their own eyes, they had to do some dramatic shit. They had to orchestrate some shit while covering their ass to get me here for the bigger prize. Can you please remove these motherfuckers off the earth? Lock these bastards up, please, so we can heal Pittsburgh and the rest of humanity, even if it's just one heart at a time. At least we're working on one heart at a time instead of no heart and backwards. I'm Jose Omar Weathers, man. If anybody tell you they love you, man, I love you guys, man. I care about y'all. Nothing. What creates the joy and loyalty is being sincere. Sincerity is the pillow that love rests on. You ever get a big pillow, man? You just sit there and just chill out and just. That's the pillow of sincerity. That when you full of love, you just rest on that sincerity because your love is sincere. And you don't have to justify anything. You don't have to sit there and wait to pat somebody on the back or be patted on the back. You just go, man, it feels good to be sincere. Think about that. So people say, well, how you do it? What's the key? Your first step is to master what creates the word sincerity. You have to spell that word out and find out how many words is insincerity, what they mean etymology-wise, and live that word. But it has to resonate to who you are already, though, if that makes sense. Because some of you are not born to use sincerity. Some of you are here to judge people who say they got sincerity, and so you're to take them because you're the king or the realm of those who have no desire to learn sincerity, so you're their judge and jury. So that's where we find the balance in that. So that's why I said don't live in the right and the good and evil, even the tree of good and evil, because evil is good and good is evil. It's the angel of justice And when you use good and evil for selfish gains, you instantly become dejected and wicked. We love you. Peace. Outro. Mr. Oracle, please get at me.
I'm still rolling around with the same clique. And oh shit, that's why I got to burn the moon.
Definitions.com, Friday Productions. Chip!